Good morning, class. Welcome to English 100. Give me 1 second while this loads. We're in a little low tech here. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to a productive and enriching online English class this semester. So I'm just going to go over some of the core ideas and concepts of our class and then take a little tour of our Canvas page. Okay? So number one, important class ideas, and hopefully this is encouraging and not discouraging, but it kind of gets at the philosophical underpinnings of our course. And this is a quote that you'll find in our book, The Writer's Practice. You're going to spend your whole life learning how to write, and then you are going to die. So kind of ominous, right? But it's getting to the idea that writing is an ongoing learning process. Even those of us who have degrees and master's degrees and all that fancy stuff, we're still learning, we're still growing. We've never plateaued or reached the pinnacle, right? And that's, to me, what's exciting about writing. It's challenging, but it's also exciting in that I know that I can continue to get better and continue to grow. And the one thing I'm hoping that this class shows us is that writing doesn't have to be boring. We can find ways to write about things that matter to us, even in an academic setting, even in a required English course. So the writer's practice is something I want us to dig into and get comfortable with. And we got to consider our own attitudes, our own skills, our own habits of mind and knowledge of the writing process, and how we approach writing as a practice. So for us, I want to think of writing as a daily practice, something we do each day in some way or another. So habits of mind, maybe you've heard this, but these are ways that we can kind of train our minds or get used to thinking of writing and ourselves as writers, right? Because we're already writers. It's not like you signed up for this class and then automatically became a writer. You've been writing your whole lives. You write every day in some way, I'm sure, even if it's just a text message or an email. But for our purposes, I want us to think about these habits of mind. So we need to be curious. We need to be open. We need to be engaged. We need to be creative. We need to be ethical and responsible. We need to be empathetic. We need to be obsessive. And we must learn from our own experiences. So I want you to kind of look at these habits of mind, think about what they mean. If you need to look up any of these words, that's fine. But really think about what it means to you and how you can apply that to your own ways of being and your own ways of writing, okay? So the other thing I want you to think about is we're going to be doing a lot of writing in this class. Everything we do, except for our final project, our multimodal project, will be based around writing, right? In class, if we're on site, in person, face-to-face, you can raise your hand and ask a question. You can talk to your peers. You can talk to me face-to-face. But for an online class, you have to really communicate through your writing. That's the main way that we communicate. And in a lot of ways, that's a good thing, right? Because you get to practice your writing and write for a specific audience each time you communicate. So the long story short is there's going to be a lot of writing, okay? Lots of writing. So now I want to show you our Canvas page, and this is going to be important and very key to your understanding of the class and to the way that you interact with the information in this class. So I put it on student view, and each week, as you can see for week 1, I've set it here, I will update the home page with the required tasks, homework, and writing projects and reading assignments, okay? So for this week, we're looking at introductions. So I know some of you already did that. But if you go here, you can click on the Google Doc. And just a way for us to get to know each other a little bit. And for some reason, it's coming up as editing. I'm not sure why that is, but the information is down. So you can see I did the example. I gave my name. This is what I majored in. The little thing I like you to name. I read it. And as you can see, colleagues and peers have followed this and done it as well. So if you haven't already, no sweat at all. Today is our first official day. So go ahead and take time to do it. Should only take a few minutes, right? Please do that. Just so we get to know each other a little bit. It's cool to, even though we won't be in a classroom together, in a physical classroom, we'll start to get to know each other a little bit. Okay? So if you go back, my computer's a little slow. It's not responding as well as I'd like, but you'll see on the left-hand side here the important stuff. So we'll have assignments, discussions, grades, the people, pages, syllabus, modules, and Google Drive. But for this week, it's pretty light. I just want you to get the books, read the writer's practice, and there's a reflective writing that's due by Friday, and I'll go over that a little bit more. But also, first off, let's look at the syllabus. So the syllabus is going to be very important. That's where all the class information is. That's where we find the requirements of the class, the overview of the class, and the weekly schedule. So part of your work for this week is going to be to look at this syllabus in detail and go over it with a fine-tooth comb and post any questions or comments you have about it. So, computers, but you'll be able to link there to Google Doc. It has general information, required texts, the description, and then it goes on to the work we're going to be doing for this semester. If I can okay. So we have three minutes. One's around the writer's practice. The second one's memory, love, and crisis, and the third one is research and argument. So each of these units has two main writing assignments: an ancillary essay, which is an essay that kind of prepares and points to the main essay of the unit. So you can see the point breakdown. The ancillary essay is going to be shorter, obviously. The essay is going to be longer. The writer's practice is getting us oriented and thinking about ourselves as writers. Unit 2 is thinking about a novel we're going to be reading, Recursion by Blake Crouch, and tying that into different modes. Then the third one is research. So you're going to be researching something and writing essays about that. And then the final is the multimodal project, and we get to do a podcast or a video essay or video slideshow based on developing ideas from your choices of units 1 to 3. And then it has a grading scales for essays. And then we have our other main assignments. So reading, writing notes, reading responses, and participation. Okay, so the reading and writing notes are informal brainstorms about the reading and the writing that we'll be doing. Reading responses are more formal responses to the reading. And participation is just going to be weekly tasks that I ask you to do just to stay engaged in the course, okay? So each of these, you'll get an alert that there's an assignment open, and there will be a prompt in the prompt section of our in the modules, which I'll show you. And there'll also be a short description and explanation in the assignment itself, okay? So a lot of this will make more sense as we go. And then I want you to just read through all this stuff, okay? And then keep going. And then there's the schedule. So this is the schedule I've set. We're going to try to adhere to it as much as possible. Again, I'll be updating our Canvas page each week so you can keep track of it there as well. But you do want to look at the schedule and just keep an eye on what's coming up so you can best manage your time, okay? So the syllabus is under, again, the syllabus tab on our Canvas page. The other place I want you to note is the module section. This will put a lot of information. And you get stick around about the writing process. I posted some handouts here: active reading, essay structure, unit 1, and prompts. But I'll also indicate in my messages to you and my videos to you which one I want you to be focusing on at any given time. So don't feel overwhelmed and like you have to just read every single thing in here. I'll be parceling it out as we go, but just make sure that you're checking your messages. You have Canvas alerts open on your phone, because that will give you good notifications whenever I open an assignment or a discussion, and it'll help you manage what's going on in the course. Okay. So like I said, each week I will update our home page reflecting what we're doing that week. But do look at the syllabus and the schedule to keep an eye on what's coming next. Okay. So I think that's about it for now. I don't want to go too long, but here's what we got this week. Okay. So homework basically is going to be, again, pausing, loading. Introductions. Make sure you introduce yourself on our Google Doc. I'm going to get the class texts and review them. Just flip through them, take a minute to go over them, skim through them, read the back, read the inside flaps, all that stuff. Review the syllabus, okay? Post questions about the class and or the syllabus on discussion boards. So I'm going to open up a discussion thread. Please post any questions or comments you have about either the class in general or the syllabus specifically, okay? So, and as you're on there and you see any questions or comments that your classmates are touching on and you want to respond to them, please feel free to do that. So you're going to need to read the writer's practice this week, but it's only like 5 pages and it goes fast, but I want you to read deeply, think about what he's saying, and kind of reflect on that. And then there's a short reflective writing due Friday the 24th, okay? And that doesn't have to be a certain length. Just try to write as much as you can, write from the heart. Let me know. I'm the only one who's going to be reading it, so you don't have to share with the classmates. But just let me know what your background is and your writing experiences, okay? And there's a prompt for both the discussion board and the reflective writing that I'll be opening shortly, okay? As I said, I check my Canvas messages often, and it's especially important to me for an online course that I respond in a timely manner. So if you have any questions, please shoot me a message on Canvas, okay? I look forward to working with all of you, and